Hey, what's up guys? We are back again to showcase what I think is the best deck to reach Ultimate Champion in 2023. So right now where we are 6 games away from Ultimate Champion. Hopefully we can win all of them. If you guys are coming from yesterday's stream where I streamed on my second YouTube channel, SirTag, I pushed up and I won 7 games in a row. I was kind of screwing around with some other decks before, but here we are. We ended up winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wins in a row with this deck. And it's incredibly solid if you're trying to push up Path of Legends or ranked gameplay. Just because no matter what you play against, if your opponent's running like a Mega Knight deck, you're going to hard counter them. If you play against a weird Bridge Spam deck with Balloon and Clone and Golem or Elixir Golem, your Executioner Tornado will be able to kill all of their big pushes. Also, you have Tombstone and Tornado, so then you're able to defend against any assortment of cards that your opponent might throw at you. I hate playing against matchups that they Bridge Spam at the start and I have no answer. So for that reason, this deck is just super safe. And Graveyard Freeze gets directly on tower, so you can guarantee that you get a lot of value and win matchups that, you know, maybe you're going to be struggling to break through a Fisherman, Tornado, Tombstone, P.E.K.K.A, weird decks that your opponent might have that are incredibly defensive. If you're unlucky like me and you play against a Poison Miner deck with Magic Archer and Tornado and Wall Breakers, that deck does hard counter you. But since you end up having Skeleton King in this deck, you'll be able to overwhelm your opponent with skeletons and you'll win from that perspective. If they poison on top of the graveyard or they poison on your Tombstone that you drop behind your tower to bait out the poison, then you drop it behind your tower so then you can catch miners, by the way. And then they lock onto the Tombstone skeletons instead of hitting your tower, and then they poison it, and then you can go for Graveyard Skeleton King and win the game. So that's just one thing to think about. As you guys can see, even playing against like a top 100 player in the world wasn't too bad when we ended up using this against Electro Giant. So if you guys hate playing against E-Giant or Bridge Spam, this deck just destroys everything, and it's not very close. 7 wins in a row all the way up to Royal Champion, 6th tier, and then we also, if you guys want to, you know, sub out a card in this deck and you don't end up having Skeleton King, you can run Valkyrie. The only really bad thing about that is you're not going to have the 3-card card cycle, and you're also not going to be able to outplay poison decks as much because the Skeleton King also will try to bait out your opponent's poison sometimes. Anyway, let's jump right into the action and let's hit Ultimate Champion live with you guys. Also, we'll be unlocking a banner box because I know you guys waited a little bit for me to explain the deck. So let's see what we can get. Oh, that hurts. That's pain. This is pure pain right now. Holy heck. So, if you guys didn't know, I had the chance of all these extremely rare ones and then one very common. And I got the very common one. I guess it makes sense. I had to get it at some point. Does this deck beat Logbait? Yeah, of course it does. I mean, look at it, dude. You've got Barbarian Barrel and Tornado. Do you think that Logbait's ever going to win into that? No, there's no chance. Yeah, this deck is really solid against almost everything in the game besides Poison. And then maybe 3 Musketeers if you're struggling into that and you don't know how to play that matchup. But we'll be showing you guys how to win all those hopefully today. Looks like we're going to be playing against someone from Lions Esports. So generally with this deck, it functions a lot better in the later stages of the game. Like it will work significantly better in the late game in like double or triple elixir because you're able to go in for more units that have a lot of splash damage then. Okay, so he's going to go in for an aggressive minion horde. I might lose the game immediately. I hope that that's not the case, but there's a high chance that that's going to happen. Wow, so fortunately he didn't have Zap when he decided to do that. The Executioner at the start is generally a pretty safe play. If you have Freeze and Cycle and Tornado, that will kill the Minion Horde completely. But as you guys saw, Freeze was my 8th card. So I got pretty lucky there that he didn't have Zap because I didn't have Freeze. So I would have lost the game just based off a bad card cycle. This guy's got a weird Logbait deck. You guys were asking, does it beat Logbait? Well, here we are to show you. Let's show you guys how this deck destroys. So I'm going to Skeleton King right now. Remember, this deck doesn't work so well in single elixir, just based off of the fact that you don't know what your opponent's got. So if you overcommit with a graveyard, that's 5 elixir down the drain, and you're not necessarily going to get that much from it. So I'd much rather just click the Skeleton King ability to distract the Inferno Tower and maybe, you know, force out some extra elixir that our dude doesn't want to spend. So we learned last time that he actually has a Minion Horde in the deck. So I'm not going to use my Executioner on top of the Witch. I'd much rather just go for the Inferno Dragon. You guys might be like, why are you dropping an Inferno Dragon on the Witch? Well, if I do anything else, it would be a horrible trade just because, you know, I wouldn't get a good interaction. I'm going to Tornado that closer to my Inferno Dragon so we can finish it off. And then if he decides to go in for like an aggressive play like that, we can easily go in for just a Tombstone, and that should full counter. Unless I need to drop something else that I don't want to, but I don't think I have to, so I'm not going to. It's important to know these interactions so then you don't overcommit. I'm going to go in for Barbarian Barrel here, and I can go in for a Graveyard, and then I can also freeze depending on what he does. The reason why I'm doing that is because his answers are limited. He doesn't have Skeleton Army and Cycle, and if he has to go for a Minion Horde, the Minion Horde's going to die. He also went in for a lot of elixir there, so we should be fine with just like an executioner if we need to. And that should completely clean up everything. So if he decides to go in for a giant or something, we will be able to get a lot of extra elixir and double elixir to replenish what we want. So should be fine here. Definitely want to go in for a Skeleton King in the back on the same side. That might even line up with his tower if he doesn't play it correctly. I was kind of hoping that it would, but it is what it is. If he decides to go Minion Horde, we'll Tornado and we'll Freeze. So I think that there's a high chance of him doing that. That's a little bit further back, so we're just going to go for a Barbarian Barrel here. And a lot of people are wondering, like, how do you know if it's further back or not? How do you know what the placement is? You look at the shadow of the Goblin Barrel, and then you're able to deduce where it's going to be. So just something to keep in mind in case you guys didn't know. We're going to go in for Tornado here. We're going to go and click the Skeleton King ability. And then we should end up... actually, I didn't Tornado. I thought I had enough elixir. My bad. It is what it is. Not the best game on our end, but it's hopefully going to be a W here. And he going for a Barbarian Barrel to finish that off. We'll go for a Tombstone and hopefully get lucky. So we'll see what happens. If he decides to go in for Minion Horde, that would be a really bad decision. So I was kind of hoping he would, but he decided not to. So unfortunate for us. Remember, he doesn't necessarily have, like, the best deck to combat us right now. Because if you think about it, if we just go in for Graveyard Freezes with a Tornado, it should be able to kill everything. So kind of what we're aiming and gaming up to do. We're going to do this, and we're going to Freeze, and we're going to Tornado. So I'm hoping that he decides to go for, like, a Minion Horde or something. Decides not to, then I guess we can just do this. Tornado that back, have the Executioner line up, and then Freeze, and then win the game. Because he's not expecting the Executioner to do that amount of damage. So we just completely outplayed him a little bit. And as you guys can see, a lot of times Executioner is a card that people don't necessarily give as much respect as they should. So it's good vibes. All right, so we should be able to Barb Barrel here, and then definitely want to go in for a Freeze on defense just because the Minion Horde is doing so much damage. He is going to go in for a lot of elixir there as well, and I think we can just Tornado and then win the game with the Executioner. So that was a little bit scary just because he decided to go in for like a Minion Horde Barb Barrel. Didn't end up hitting one of the Goblins. And as you guys can see, Minion Horde can potentially cheese the game. I don't think this guy is a bad player by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's pretty good. And we'll take a look. Yeah, so he had Ultimate Champion last season. Kind of a weird deck. But as you guys can see, if you play a deck that is really safe, like you don't know what you're going to play against ever. This guy was a good player with a weird wonky deck that he probably created in like Arena 1 or something. So this guy has like mastered this weird deck and he's like figured out how to play it. And I had no idea what it was. So the element of surprise did not screw us over because we ended up having such a safe deck. And that's why I prefer to have Executioner. That's why I prefer to end up having Inferno Dragon and Skeleton King. This might not be the best deck at number 1 or number 2 in the world, but it is playable at top 200. And if you can play this at top 200 or top 600, or where my skill level is at top 1,000 to 2,000 in the world. I used to be a professional player, if you guys didn't know. I did hit 21 in the world and finished there. But a season ago, I finished 2,000 in the world. I was 1,000, and then I decided not to play and just decided to enjoy my weekend. And then I went down to 2,400 because if you don't play, people are going to pass you. But yeah, so at my skill level, this deck works really well. And if you're just trying to push up to Path of Legends, which isn't even going to be ranked at all, like it's going to work out even better for you. So just a really good deck. Super solid stuff. And yeah, if you guys want to push up the ranks, I would highly encourage you guys to play this if you want to play Path of Legends in 2023. So unfortunately, the Executioner is not able to hit everything at once there. It's fine though. We can go in for Tornado here. As you guys already know, we definitely want to align up this Firecracker. If we can kill the Firecracker with Skeletons, that's really nice as well. I don't have like the best card cycle here, so I am going to go for a Tombstone. Graveyarding in single elixir is rather risky, so I don't think that was the best play in my on my end, but it is something we have to work with right now. I don't end up having a good card cycle to counter a Hog Rider that he likely has in his deck, so I'll probably have to go in for a Skeleton King, and I will eat a lot of damage. He probably won't be back to Firecracker. Okay, so he's up a lot. He actually does not have Hog Rider with this. I kind of thought he would. I forgot that he ended up having Wall Breakers. That's my bad. Also, I didn't expect the Wall Breakers to connect there, but it is what it is. We're going to go in for an Inferno Dragon as quickly as we can, just because I want to be able to kill the Mega Knight before it jumps out of my tower. And then I can also Tornado to finish off the bats if I need to, but I actually don't want to. I'd rather just eat the damage and then realize that we could activate King Tower, but it's not necessarily going to be worth it. I didn't play well. I kind of overcommitted in single elixir. I shouldn't have went in for a Graveyard, and when you do that, sometimes you get punished. Notice how I just took like 1,500 damage when I really shouldn't have. So you live and you learn. You look at your mistakes and you figure out what you can do better in the future. So I felt like with having an Executioner and counter pushing at single elixir that I could get away with that, but obviously it didn't work out. So I'm just going to let that Executioner do its thing next time, and I'm not going to go in for a big push, and we'll learn from that. All right, so we'll go Tombstone. This will be fine. It will be able to fully counter the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Since double elixir is approaching, I could maybe go in for a Graveyard here, especially because that pulls the both the Wall Breakers. I don't think he knew that they pulled both the Wall Breakers. because he ended up dropping it when he shouldn't have, probably. We're going to freeze here, and he'll probably go in for like a Goblin Gang, and I won't be able to counter that effectively, but still not bad for us. Still not bad. We're going to go for a Skeleton King in the back. I should have dropped it a little bit earlier to collect more souls, but I didn't know if he was going to spam more elixir, so I didn't want to like overcommit. All right, so we can do this, and then we can go in for a Barbarian Barrel. And he was expecting the Barbarian Barrel, so I'm glad that it didn't work out as well as he wanted it to. We go for a Tombstone here and then a Barb Barrel again. Should be able to pull back the Mega Knight afterwards. And even if he decides to go in for arrows, I don't think the mini package gets a hit. Oh, it does. Wow. That's unfortunate. Not going to lie. The Executioner needs to hit everything here, and I think it will, so that's good. Just not the start that we really wanted from this standpoint from the guy's gameplay. It's been pretty good from him. So he's going to Mega Knight on this, so I'm going to Inferno Dragon and then a Tornado to finish off the bats and kill the Firecracker. That's the goal at least. Now he only has bats, and then we can freeze on it and probably win the game. So I think I outplayed, or Goblin Gang and bats, right? No, he just dropped Goblin Gang, so yeah, he only had bats. We outplayed him. Let's go. That's really big. Obviously, I need a Barb Barrel here. I think the Inferno Dragon locks on. He doesn't have enough elixir, and we win. So it's really important to understand what you want to do with the deck. I knew if I went for a Graveyard, I would get Mega Knighted on top of all my stuff, and then he would have just defended with like Goblin Gang or something. Then I would have had to deal with the Mega Knight afterward. But what I decided to do is if I kill the Mega Knight first, and I win the bridge battle, then I can Graveyard and I won't have to worry about it. So I just want to highlight that decision making that I made right there. That's like the difference between a lot of people that play this deck at like a subpar level and then someone that will play it at like, you know, top 1000, top 200, somewhere between there. You don't always just want to go in for Graveyard as your pushes. Sometimes it's really predictable. So when I was down here, it was in a bad spot, but I'll just walk through my decision making one more time. At this point, this is like super crucial, right? So we know that he's going to Mega Knight on top of my Executioner and kill my stuff. And if I Graveyard, what he does is he Mega Knights. He stops me from getting any value with my Executioner. And then he cleans up the Graveyard with just like a 3 Elixir Goblin Gang. And if I froze that, I still wouldn't take tower. And then I'd have to defend the Mega Knight at full HP. So what I decided to do is I want to kill the Mega Knight first. And then I go for my Graveyard afterward. So notice how I predict him to go Mega Knight. I knew he was going to do that. And then I have my Tornado in cycle for his bats, which I thought he would drop, but he actually dropped a Goblin Gang. So I knew that he was going to do that. Notice how long I waited with my Graveyard. I didn't do it. I just decided not to. Then I Tornadoes, then I kill everything here. Then I have an Inferno Dragon counter pushing. I know he only has bats in cycle. And then I freeze on top of the bats, and I collect my free win. So that's something that won me the game. I just wanted to break that down and show you guys why I was able to win that one. And hopefully that helps you guys in your own gameplay. Also, if you guys are enjoying these tips, and if you're enjoying me playing this deck, and you're enjoying me like tryharding for first time in a bit, and just having fun with Ultimate Champion, and me showing you guys my favorite deck to climb up the ranked ladder, then definitely drop a like on the video, because if you do that, then I'll do it more often. I need to see support and like people actually enjoying it for me to be able to feel like this is something worth doing compared to putting up a video and just, you know, memeing around and having fun. So if you guys like my more serious content, or you like this type of content where I go into depth and I explain things and I show the best deck for the meta if you just want to climb up trophies, let me know. And if you like it and you like the video, I'll see that. It gets pushed out to more people. And then I'll probably do it more in the future. So this guy finished 700 in the world. Let's go. Let's get it. Also subscribe if you guys want to, because I post a daily video at 3 p.m. Eastern every single day. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll get notified when I go live, which is every day. Also, this guy is 700 in the world, and if I have a good player that I'm playing against, and my deck works really well in later stages of the game, I just want to wait until late stage of the game to play it. So that's what's up. You're so humble and sweet. Yo, dude, I just realized that I'm like not the best player in the world. I'm a top 1,000 to top 2,000 player. I have a lot of fun playing the game, and that's what I want to do, man. I always want to get better. I always am pretty critical about my own gameplay, and I always want to improve while I play this game. That's what I like to do. I like breaking down my gameplay. I like breaking down my mistakes. I like improving. I don't always like tryharding. It's a nice like switch up and change of pace. Sometimes it gets really boring playing the same deck over and over again. That's why I play different decks every single day on my YouTube channel. But yeah, that's what's up. So I can activate King Tower with this Lumberjack, because the Lumberjack's Rage will allow me to do it. I think that the Lumberjack's Rage will allow me to activate King Tower. Let's go. That is such a cool interaction that most people don't know. Because the Lumberjack doesn't actually have to hit the tower anymore. You can use the Lumberjack's Rage, because the Rage does damage now. So you can activate King Tower using the Lumberjack Rage. Really, really cool stuff. So he's probably going to have Elite Barbarians or something. I don't know which version of the deck he's got. So I kind of want to just go in for the Barbarian Barrel here and then freeze depending on what happens. Can also go Skeleton King. So yeah, I'm just going to freeze on this. That should allow me to take tower completely. And then I think that his Battle Healer also dies. Okay, that did not allow me to take tower completely. Well played. This might be a loss if he plays this perfectly because he is up an entire Elixir Collector. This guy is playing super, super well. He is not a bad player. He could activate King Tower with this Executioner as well if he's super good, but fortunately he decides not to do that. So he is up a lot, guys. I can't stress how much he's up. He has an entire Elixir Collector, and he's saying good luck. So he knows that he's in a good spot. Give me a little bit of cheeky BM. A little bit of cheeky BM from our lad out here. Let's see if it works out for him. So, yeah, it's going to be one of the hardest pushes that I'll have to try to defend. We'll see if it's possible. Do this. We're going to freeze. And then we're going to try to kill the Electro Dragon, so then we should be fine. Wow, this guy was so cheeky, but his cheeks got clapped, dudes. That was not good. I thought that was going to be a lot more scary than it was. All right, so we're just going to go and click this. And then we can freeze, and then probably win the game. That was not even close to difficult. Wow. Wow, this guy finished 700 in the world. He was up an entire Elixir Collector, and he got absolutely destroyed. Wow. I cannot believe how easy that was. That was just completely our deck carrying us. We were up so much after that push, and that doesn't even make sense to me. So it shows you the strength of running Executioner and Inferno Dragon instead of running Ice Wizard Phoenix or Ice Wizard Baby Dragon. This deck just works so much better on defense if you don't have top 100 or top 200 mechanics. If you're as good as me or worse, probably the deck that you want to play is this one. Because genuinely, like, if I was playing, like, Poison, Ice Wizard, Tornado, it might work. It might work, but I think I would lose because I don't think I'm good enough to win that. So this deck is really, really good. Did not expect to win that. Beat another person that hit Ultimate Champion. I think all of these guys have hit Ultimate Champion before, yeah. Every single one of the people that we've played against today so far is Ultimate Champion. So we are like 3 games off. Let's go, guys. Let's get it. Hopefully we can pop off and have some great games. Wrecked him? Yeah, I got a little bit lucky that our deck is super good. This is better than watching your videos because other people see you losing and making mistakes, and now you get to see up a good fight and then point out mistakes so we don't make them. My videos, I show mistakes, I show losses. I'm not scared of that at all. But yeah, this is like kind of cool because you get to see more raw footage. You get to see me stuttering. You get to see me, you know, really talking about my thought process of every single game. The thing that you won't get in my videos is me going back over a replay and then explaining why I won the game or anything like that. So yeah, you get a whole bunch of extra footage from here. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep having a good time. Thanks to everyone that's here, by the way. I love you guys, and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's fun watching while pushing my own account. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, I read everything in the comment section, so definitely make sure to do that. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep it up. You guys are so nice to me, and I really do appreciate it. All right, so 3 more games. Let's get it. Best deck for Arena 16. There's actually a video that I have that says best deck to hit 6,500 trophies. And there is a video on that, and that'll help you out a lot. If you don't have champions unlocked, that would be the deck to run. You bring back the Trash or Treasure series. I actually streamed that or recorded that yesterday, so I'm pretty excited. You seem much more chill than we're recording videos. Yeah, it's in the morning right now. And usually when I'm recording videos, I choose like the most hype games and the most fun games for me. So, you know, that's kind of how it works. I always want to make sure that my content is enjoyable. I stream for like a couple hours to create good content and learn the deck beforehand. Right now, I'm focused, you know? Like, if I'm focused and I'm really trying to win, you guys are going to see a different side where it's like, you know, I'm not going to be memeing around as much. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to meme around right now. I want to win. I want to destroy people. I want to go on that 16 or 17 game win streak. Right now, we're on a 10 or 15. I think we're 10 or 12 game win streak. We're on a pretty good win streak. So I don't want to mess with that too much. I want to click the Skeleton King ability. I don't know if this is stupid or not. I think it's okay. If we can bait out a Barbarrel, that's 2 for 2 elixir. Not bad. Not bad. But baiting out the Barbarrel, is that good for us at all? Let's think about this for a second. No E-Giant in cycle. No Barbarrel in cycle. How does he defend an Inferno Dragon push with this? I don't think it's possible. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll find out. I think he's dead. I hope so, at least. Nope, he's not dead. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we got to go for an Executioner here because the Golden Knight will get pulled. And then it will also be able to kill the Phoenix. That Executioner placement was primed. Okay, so I got to go in for like a Skeleton King as well, just to be able to kill the bomber. Otherwise, it's going to do too much damage. We are up a little bit of damage, but I didn't play that very well. So it's okay. You know, you live and you learn. Sometimes you suck. Sometimes you learn from your mistakes. I thought that was going to do a lot more than it did, and it just didn't. So it is what it is. We're going to go for a Barbarian Barrel here. It should be able to pull back the Phoenix. I think it's going to die to our tower, hopefully with no damage. Unless he drops an E-Giant in front of that, which he might do. Yeah, he's going to try to do that. That's fine. We can just go in for a Tombstone and go and pull the E-Giant pretty far away. Kill the Phoenix Egg, and if he decides to Lightning, I don't think that's going to be a good decision, so if he does or not. He does Lightning. Okay, that's pretty aggressive. I don't like that decision on his end. I think we got to go in for a Tornado, though, just to guarantee that the Executioner... Okay, you're playing pretty well. I see you, dude. I see you, dude. You're playing pretty well right now. I don't appreciate it, but I see it. All right, so we're going to go in for this. He goes in for a pretty aggressive play and drops an E-Giant. All right. This Tombstone should be able to pull. I think I need to start doing that a little bit more efficiently and make sure that we keep our stuff alive. I don't think that that was a good play on his end. I think he did mess up there, so see if we can punish him for that. We're going for a Graveyard, and we're going to try to go in for a freeze depending on what happens here. So hitting 2 units at once is really nice. And we can go for the Skeleton King because we should be able to collect a lot of souls from this. I think we'll be able to win, but I think he also outplayed me a little bit, so it is what it is. All right, we're going to go for an Executioner when we get the chance. I'm going to drop that now. My Tornado. Definitely want the Executioner to be able to kill that. If possible, that would be awesome. We're going to Barb Barrel on top of this. I think that I want to go in for a Tornado here, so then we can make sure that the Executioner doesn't die as quickly as he wants it to. And then I think I'm going to go in for an Inferno Dragon. That is going to get some sizzle damage, but hopefully not too much. Go for this. I'm going to go for a really high Tombstone again. He might make me freeze. Hopefully not, though. I hope it just ends up dying to the Inferno Dragon and all of our stuff. That was a pretty aggressive play on his end. I don't like that on his end. I can go in for the Skeleton King ability, and I should be able to kill that, and then I should be able to go in for a freeze. I'm pretty sure I win. It's really hard for him to defend this because he doesn't have anything besides Tornado. And if you're tornadoing a Skeleton King closer to your tower, it's probably going to just bonk you silly. If you guys don't like playing against a E-Giant deck, this deck is pretty good. I didn't even do the optimal cannon play or Tombstone placement because I was a little bit scared. I just didn't want to throw the game. Sometimes if you miss the Tombstone placements, and it just ends up being really awful against Electric Giant. It's early in the morning. I could have pulled that much farther than I did. Damn, man casually wins. Yeah, we're on a huge win streak, as you guys have already seen. Now it is... I was screwing around for Trash or Treasure, so... When I started 14 hours ago, as you guys can see, that was a different deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 wins in a row with this deck. So we're going to try to go for the 14 or 13 wins in a row, and we should be able to get it. Let's go, let's go. Yo, Steven, I can't fix that. If it's blurry for you, you probably want to refresh or something, man. You're so good. Skeleton King alternative. For a Skeleton King alternative, you can run a Valkyrie instead. Does it get boring winning all the time? I don't win every game I play, man. I don't win every game I play. When I'm pushing up in more like a different skill level, like at this rank where I'm probably better than most of the people we're playing against, then it's not boring either because I'm still learning a lot and I'm still challenging myself. Like that last game was not boring. It was still difficult for me. We have to freeze here. I think I might be in a horrible spot because I didn't have any way of punishing the Elixir Collector. As I said before, I think one of the worst matchups for this deck is someone that has 3 Musketeers. And it's really bad if your opponent also ends up going in for the Elixir Collector as one of their starting plays. Because if they have the ability to go in for the Elixir Collector as one of their starting plays, think about it for a second and understand that, you know, if they're able to do that and they're able to click the Elixir Collector on the map, you can't punish it immediately and they have more time to spam at you. So it's definitely not good. We should be able to activate King Tower here. I just want to make sure that I am going to pull the Elite Barbarians too, hopefully. Not exactly suboptimal, but it's not great. We do activate King Tower, so that's good for defense, but as I said before, this is just super tough. Like, it's not easy to get good trades here. I'm wondering if this is a good play. I think I kind of have to do this, otherwise I'm going to lose guaranteed, so maybe I can freeze on something. Yeah, I gotta freeze. I gotta kill the Elixir Collector. If I don't, I think I'm screwed. I do kill the Elixir Collector, but then he goes for 3 Musketeers. Alright, so we have to somehow defend the left-hand side. He's going to go for a Heal Spirit, so I want to go Executioner, and then I want to go Barbro, most likely. This is going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. We're going to Barbro here, and we're going to eat the entire Musketeers on the right-hand side. And then he's going to give us an Executioner, which hopefully is able to kill. I don't know. I don't know if I trust the Executioner. It's doing something, but it's not doing enough. Like, that's still a Musketeer shot. So I'm down, and he's going to go for another Elixir Collector. So it takes him an entire minute to get that Elixir advantage again. So let's see if I can defend this. This is going to be really, really hard. Just because he has such a good matchup here. But as I said before, like, you know, I'm not the best player. I still get challenged a lot when I get bad matchups. And, you know, this is going to be hopefully a W for us. We're trying our hardest here. All right, so we can go in for a Barbarian Barrel. Then this. All right, we're going to have to go for another Barbarian Barrel. The Executioner put in a lot of work, but it wasn't enough. Those Musketeers on the right should die. And Freeze on the right. Does the Ghost die, though? Don't think so. I think I do lose. That was really, really close. I think I could have won if I played slightly better and I didn't leak as much Elixir. But yeah, unfortunately, if you do play against 3 Musketeers, like, if you don't play absolutely perfectly on defense and they have Elixir Collector as their starting card, the Elixir advantage can just spiral out of control sometimes. Definitely a winnable game if I had played better, but sometimes it's hard, especially if they've got Golden Knight as well, and then they have their Heal Spear in the right card cycle, and everything just kind of doesn't go as planned. So GG, and well played to our opponent. Can't win every game you play. As you guys can see, like, I still do lose sometimes when we get bad matchups and bad card orders. I'll explain it one more time. I'll showcase it in the replay what happened. But yeah, super, super unlucky. The guy ended up playing well with his Heal Spirit, saving it for after we went in for the Barb Barrel. And let's take a look and just see his profile. Yeah, so he had Ultimate Champion, 2,000 in the world last. He finished 2,000 in the world and 400 in the world. So a really good player with a hard counter. Not necessarily like the most fun thing to have happen, but it is what it is. So I'll show you guys the problem with this deck sometimes. There are some issues whenever this happens. You guys can see that he had Heal Spirit. Elixir Collector can't be in your starting hand, but if you cycle 1 Elixir cost card and immediately get to Elixir Collector, and then I'm forced to try to punish you, this isn't like an optimal hand. Even if I take Tower, I have to spend a lot of Elixir defending 3 Musketeers, and it's super tough. It's super, super tough because if you think about it, it's just, it's not necessarily easy to constantly be in this negative card cycle where he goes in for Elixir Collectors and I just can't punish it, you know? So from that perspective, it's a tough matchup just because he's up so much. So he has an Elixir Collector on the field and he's going to be up like an insane amount of Elixir. And then I can't punish the Elixir Collector, and then I always have to be on defense. Against someone that finished top 400 in the world, I will lose that matchup. Not every time. As you guys saw, it was really close. As long as that one card just didn't get that last hit, we would have won the game. Inferno Dragon alternative. The Inferno Dragon alternative would be either Phoenix or Baby Dragon. So I would probably run Phoenix. But if you don't have Phoenix, then I would run Baby Dragon. All right, let's keep it up. Let's keep going. The constant grind for content must be tiring. You probably hear that a lot. I just want you to know that you're appreciated and dedicated to something to aspire to. Much love. Yeah, a lot of people think that it's like something that is like super, super tiring and super like not fun to do. But in reality, like if you're playing a game and that's your job and that's something that you're able to do, like, I mean, I literally wake up and I'm like, wow, I'm blessed to be able to play a video game and have that as my job. Like, so from that perspective, I love it. And I do love this game. I play it a lot even outside of content and outside of streaming. So it's never really that big of an issue for me. But yeah, if you don't like playing what you like, what you're playing, and you feel like it's a job, like I know some content creators really burn out, then they should play different games. And, you know, different games, no matter what game you're playing, you're super lucky. I have a deck that I think is good, but I want your opinions as Brian. Let me know what the deck is, man, and I'll try to take a look at it. It's going to be hard for me to read all the comments, though, so that's one thing that's going to be a difficulty is, like, reading the comments, since there are so many comments at once. I'll try my hardest, man. All right, so we're going to go for an Executioner here. I hope that my Inferno Dragon wins against his. I don't know if it will. Doesn't look like it wants to, so kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. I don't want to spend any extra Elixir here. I think I'm okay. So you guys remember us playing against Mega Knight before? This guy seems like a decent player. It's important for us to not go in for aggressive plays in single Elixir. If you go in for aggressive plays in single Elixir, that's how you lose this matchup. You have a really good matchup in the later stage of the game, so just don't play stupid and you'll probably win. That's what's up. That's the motto of playing Clash Royale right now. Just play semi-intelligently, and you'll be successful. So we'll go for a Tombstone here. That should be able to clog up this tower and then give us some value. Since it is double Elixir, I might be able to get away with this. I don't think this is a bad transaction by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to go for a freeze on the Inferno Dragon. I'm going to click the Skeleton King ability, and then I should be able to kill the Mega Knight because the Skeleton should be able to distract the Mega Knight. I can go in for a Tornado on all the bats and finish those off so then the Inferno Dragons fight in the middle and give us a decent trade. This guy seems like a good player. He defended that, and most people would not, so that guy is obviously pretty good. All right, we'll go in for a Barbarian Barrel here and then a Tombstone so we can go and pull the Skeleton Barrel, and then I can go in for a Skeleton King as well. So it looks like he wants to go opposite side of me, which is the correct decision on his end. He seems like a pretty smart player. So we're going to go in for the Inferno Dragon in the back. This guy might actually be better than me, just judging by his decisions. Every single decision that he's made has been a good one. I am, however, going to just go for the freeze, guarantee that we win the battle at the river, and then go in for a Graveyard afterward because we have the Executioner stockpiling and other stuff as well. So just makes sense for us to do. We can activate King Tower with this if I play this correctly, which I think I did. That's obviously nice. The Inferno Dragon locked onto the tower, so I think he might be dead. Didn't really work out as planned, but it's okay. I'm just going to keep the Skeleton Barrel right next to the Executioner so it doesn't end up getting too much value. With the Skeleton King on the other side. The Skeleton King could give us a lot if I decide to do this and then decide to do this. This is probably optimal because then I get 2 big pushes rolling at him. Looks like the Executioner is probably going to get distracted by Goblin Gang if I had to guess. Ooh. He's going to all-in me. He's playing this really aggressive now. Okay, so this guy's good. I have to focus up and defend. I'm going to do this. Do this. This guy is actually really, really aggressive. And I think he's playing it correctly because I don't see any other way of him winning. Hopefully the Mega Knight dies before it jumps. Alright, we're going to do this. And then we're going to go in for the another Executioner in the back left. Just to be able to kill all this stuff. And now with him having a bad card cycle, I can go for a Graveyard and a freeze and probably win the game. Really hard for me to defend this. We're going to go for another Executioner since it should be able to kill the Mega Knight. And then it's still going to waddle on the side that we want. Pretty smart of him to go in because he has to. He just can't just play defensively and idly. We're going to freeze on the bats. Look at this. Going for a Tombstone since it's going to be able to pull everything. Notice how I'm just playing safe because I don't want to lose another game in a row. Like, this is not something that most people would do. Most people would be like, why don't you just Graveyard and freeze and win? Well, there's a lot of stuff coming at me, and I don't want to lose the game. So that's the reason why I play like I did. We're Tornado this now, and we should be able to get the Executioner and lock on a tower, and then I would have won the game then. But, I mean, why play just, like, aggressively when you're playing against someone that's decent at the game that might spam you on the other side at the exact moment that you go in, and it could punish you. So, if you guys are ever, like, scared about how to play this deck, just play really patiently in matchups that you have an advantage against. Especially Mega Knight. There are so many Mega Knight players, and there are so many Golem players, and there are so many Electro Giant players. And this deck hard counters all of them. So that's the good thing about the deck, and that's one of the reasons I like it so much. If we lose because we're playing against a 3 Musketeer player with the Laser Collector that's a top 400 player in the world, it's not that bad. I don't really care about that much because, you know, those 3 Musketeer players that are top 400 in the world are few and far between. So Log, Sparky, Mega Knight, Ewiz, Fireball, Guards, Magic Archer, Inferno Tower. Okay, so if you like Mega Knight and Sparky, I do have a deck for you. I would highly encourage you to not play that specific deck, though. Wait, 1 second. I did not put the... Hopefully this works. Okay, so it looks like I can grab Mega Knight. I'm going to grab it really quick, all right? So I have a Mega Knight Sparky deck that you might like, and I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to play this. If you like Mega Knight Sparky, there's only one deck that I would recommend, and it would be this one. This Mega Knight Sparky deck that I put in the comment section or in the chat, I'm spamming it in the chat, that is by far the best Mega Knight Sparky deck in the game. That one's played top 500 in the world, and it's super cool. The intricacy of Clash Royale and the vast amount of players and skill makes no match or play guaranteed. Players drop against decks at full counter, and the luck cycle is what makes the game so great. That is such a, like, S-tier take, Ridha. That is such an S-tier take. Genuinely, like, if skill triumphed every single game, the game would be so boring. The fact that I can beat people that I am way worse than, like, I beat Teabag let's see where he is on the leaderboard right now. He's probably like top 10 or something. Okay, so he's not playing, or he's not pushing that hard, I guess. But, oh yeah, here he is. Okay, so I beat him. And I destroyed him. And it was in a video, and it was so easy. And then I beat another guy that was, what was it? He was like the best P.E.K.K.A, or one of the best P.E.K.K.A players. His name was Hassan. Hassan with like lightning symbols. And I destroyed him, and we almost 3-crowned him. Like those type of people, if I beat those people and I am able to win and I'm able to dominate them, it's really cool and super satisfying for me, and it makes me want to keep playing. Much like someone worse than me beating me, it's a really good feeling. So if there's no luck, there's no excitement, right? There's nothing new. If there's the same thing over and over again and everyone's running Expo and log bait and you're getting rocket cycled the entire time, the game is boring, right? So it's awesome to have that. Yeah, MLT Hassan. Yeah, he stopped. I beat him and I made him try to defend his 3-crown instead of actually playing the game. He got absolutely destroyed and it wasn't close. Like those type of games, when I get lucky or I get a good matchup and having those type of satisfactions in my videos, it's always a vibe. Oh no, please not another 3 Musketeer. Oh man. Okay, so yep, the other side of the coin is playing into this matchup. So it's going to be a tough time. We'll see what we can do. You guys know the deal. Not going to be easy, but we're going to try our hardest to be cheesy. So I think the freeze is worth it because it might be able to kill both the Musketeers. Doesn't kill both the Musketeers, but it's fine. All right, so we're playing as well as we possibly can because this matchup is absolutely miserable. So we're going to go and click the ability. Hopefully we can kill the Musketeer. If we can't, then whatever. All right, so we can activate King Tower with this. Then how do I defend the Musketeer? I don't think I do, so I need to go in for Executioner. It's the only play, because I couldn't have activated King Tower with the Musketeer without the Musketeer doing a lot. Okay, this is good. Always want a Tornado early. Reason why you Tornado early is because the Bandit will get a second hit on your tower. You always want to like Tornado before the Bandit dashes. Then the Bandit immediately gets pulled. Okay, so this matchup is super bad, as I said before. We're going to be trying our hardest, and we'll see what we can do, but that's not going to be easy, guys. Even with the King Tower activated, I still think I'm going to take a lot of damage. Okay, so he should heal Spirit here, and Barb Brill, and then defend fully. So this is just tough. I love the fact that I was like, they're few and far between, and then we get 2 of them right when we get to this... Right till when we get to the point we play against the hardest matchup. You know what? At least it makes the stream a little bit longer if I do end up losing this. Hopefully I don't, but in case I do. We're in a Tornado, so then the Bandit doesn't dash. This is just really scary because he's able to just constantly Elixir Collector. If I play this perfect, I can still win. I did activate King Tower, so there is that for us. Just a tough situation to be in. Okay, the Executioner did not lock onto what it was supposed to. I think I lose. GG. This matchup is not good, as you guys know. It's pretty bad, but it is what it is. We're trying to go for like an Executioner or a Barb Brill here. He's able to rage, and I think we just lose. That's pretty good. I don't know how I defended that. I'm going to eat the entire Bandit because I have to. With the Skeleton King ability early because I need to. Tornado. Eat the Royal Ghost because it doesn't matter. There's still a chance if he completely throws the game, but it's going to be really hard for him to do that. As you guys can see, this matchup's like not that good. So, it is what it is. Our 2 losses have been against the exact same deck. I'm hoping that we don't play against 3 Musketeers in the next one. That guy was incredibly good as well. And what does he do first play? Elixir Collectors. It's just a little bit unlucky. Obviously, maybe fun for him, but not ideal for us when we end up playing against something like this, where it's hard to outplay. It's super hard to outplay when this guy's good enough to stop the Inferno Dragon from crossing the river. Notice how smart he was. He Barb Brilled to pull back the Inferno Dragon. The Inferno Dragon wasn't even locked on the tower. So I couldn't do anything there. So it's just super well played. Just really, really, really well played. Great player with a great matchup, and there's nothing you can do in that situation but like sit down and realize that it's tough. So we go to the next one. This guy is another top 3,000 player with 3 Musketeers. Not as good as the last 3 Musketeer player, but still good enough to win that. On to the next one. GG's. But also, Brian, with your specific deck, I would never run Inferno Tower with Sparky and Mega Knight. I feel like you want to have a more aggressive deck that has more seamless counter push. So that's why I like Mega Knight with like Sparky that has Prince and maybe some other Goblin Barrels or Skeleton Barrels or something else like that. Just keep that in mind. You want a Q&A video? Well, you guys can ask as many questions as you want right now, and then I'll answer as much as I can. The Q&A videos generally like don't do as well. I might do it on my second channel if you guys are really that interested, but that's part of the reason why I do streams is because, you know, if you guys are interested in my life or interested in anything, then streams are able to give you that access to whatever you want to ask. We should be able to kill everything. There's a high chance he decides to go in for like a lightning or something. Actually, he's not going to do that anymore, huh? Does he have Mother Witch? Okay, so in case he's got Mother Witch, I think it's just better for us to do this. I think that we can maybe even kill the Phoenix with the Inferno Dragon and then have Barb Barrel reach far enough to kill the egg. Hopefully. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Ah, yikes. Yikes. Alright, we'll go Executioner here. There's a chance he tornadoes it to the other side. We'll see. Fortunately for us, he doesn't do that. So everything should die. This should be a good matchup, and we should walk with a win if I play well enough. I don't want to get too over ahead of myself right now because I am down a bit of Elixir. I'm kind of hoping he decides to go for another Electro Giant, and we'll see what he decides to do. Yeah, the Electro Giant there, if he doesn't have Mother Witch, is probably a risky play. Because he has Bomber, I'm assuming he doesn't have Mother Witch in his deck, so we're going to play pretty aggressive right now. And then we're going to try to hit an optimal Tombstone placement. If we can do this, we might be able to even kill the Phoenix. Waiting to last possible second because I don't know if he's going to go Bomber or something. If he does, then we'll Barb Barrel. If he doesn't, we can do this. And then we can Barb Barrel on top of the Golden Knight. Hopefully. Nice. That was perfect. That was perfect defense, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff out here. Alright, so the Golden Knight needs to die to Skeletons, hopefully. The 2 Elixir ability came in so clutch. Killing the Golden Knight, it's very nice. Alright, so we'll go Executioner in the same side that he's likely going to spam in. And then we're going to use Freeze with our Inferno Dragon, and I think I'm going to be okay. I think this is a bad Barb Barrel, but maybe it's okay. Because I am back to Executioner. Did he just Lightning on our units instead? I think he did. Alright, so we're just going to do Inferno Dragon again, because I want to kill the Golden Knight. Even if Golden Knight dashes, it's not going to be that bad to us. I don't think it does. Yeah, pretty easy win. So as long as we don't play against 3 Musketeers, it looks like the games are just going to be dominant W's. So guys, can we get some prayers in the chat? No 3 Musketeers. I usually do beat 3 Musketeers, but if there's someone that's really good that starts off with an Elixir Collector, it's tough. Why does Manuel get so much hate? He's a nice guy. Giant Graveyard player, but nice guy. Not fair. I think there's an elitist club top that will laugh like crazy for people that are trying. Yeah, here's the thing, man. I feel like, you know, Manuel definitely does BM Riley and does do some stuff that you don't maybe see. But at the same time, I feel like when you're in the internet, where you'll see this with everyone and everything, people formulate opinions really quickly based off of what other people say. There's a lot of people that are sheep that literally listen to someone. They're like, that's the right opinion. I'm going to roll with that. If I hate on someone, then I'm going to hate on, then they're going to follow the hate, you know? If, for instance, if any YouTuber hates on someone else or says anything, like this guy's awful or whatever, then a lot of other people that are following them will end up hating on it. You can see it in every single aspect. By the way, I love Riley, and Riley is one of my friends. But I think that sometimes followers will just take things to the next level that, you know, even Riley wouldn't want, right? For instance, like people just go over and beyond it. They're like, oh, I really hate Manuel, or Manuel sucks. But in reality, Manuel is better than me. Manuel is probably better than you. Manuel is probably better than most people. Is he really bad at countering Goblin Barrels? Yes, he can't counter a Goblin Barrel very well. For whatever reason, he always misses his spells on it. But playing against someone that's that good at that skill level, you're going to lose really quickly a lot of times. Like, for instance, when I played against EGW, I played a couple games, and I lost games really quickly, just based off of making slight misplays. So if you play against someone really good, and you make a misplay, it's going to make you look bad. Just keep that in mind. If you ever play against someone super, super good, and you lose immediately, don't feel bad about that. Also, if you see someone losing in a video, and no matter what video you're watching, or no matter what you're seeing, just realize that that person is probably better than you expect. Is this the best graveyard free stack? This is the best graveyard free stack for Ultimate Champion. This is the best graveyard free stack if you want to go and push up Path of Legends. This is the best deck in Clash Royale for Path of Legends and for ranked game mode. So yes, I would say so. Just because of how many good matchups we get. The only bad matchup is Three Musketeers, which you will not be playing that often. I think I can activate King Tower with these minions. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go. Tell me that wasn't sick and you'd be lying to yourselves. That was really dope. So activating King Tower, 6 elixir for 6 elixir. We take those. P.E.K.K.A? Yeah, dude, I don't know why he's got P.E.K.K.A. I was not expecting this. So this could be a good matchup if he's going to end up having Fireball. If he's got Poison, it could be a little bit more tragic, but it's still okay. We'll roll with what we got. I'm going to Inferno Dragon relatively early. I don't know if this is the right decision. Weird Tornado. I don't think that was very smart at all on his end. The Hog Rider should get pulled. Should be able to pull off this defense rather nicely. I am just going to Tornado this back because I don't really trust him. I don't know what other cards he's going to drop. Can we say that was a prediction on minions? Because my Tornado actually damaged the minions. I did not have a prediction there, but I want to lie. Okay, also this is awful. I should have Bard Barreled, but my hands were literally so animated and they weren't actually looking, like they weren't on my device. So for that reason, I got a pretty bad interaction. Screw you. Screw you. No, no, yes! Let's go. Quick thinking out here, boys. I purposely didn't freeze the other tower because I wanted my unit to die, if that makes any sense. I needed my my Skeleton King to die, so then it didn't get pulled by the Fisherman. If I froze the other tower, the Fisherman still would have pulled the Skeleton King. Wow, we were thinking on a different level out here today. Let's get it. But yeah, this is what happens when I focus and I don't really commentate that much. I'm just try-harding in one deck. I usually can make pretty good plays. All right, so he's going to go in for a P.E.K.K.A, so let's Executioner in the same side. We can Inferno Dragon the same side as the P.E.K.K.A as well. I love you. I love you too, man. I really love the fact that we have so many awesome people in the chat. And it's remarkable to see so much positivity and so many nice people just, you know, always being so supportive of me. It really makes the streams and the videos way more fun for me, so thank you guys for taking the time to be here. We're going to freeze and we're going to Barbarian Barrel, and I think that can kill everything. This is a bad Tombstone. I did misclick it. But we have Tornado, so we should be fine. Not the best position to be in, but it's not the worst. How does that feel, getting targeted onto skeletons now? Because it's actually just going to hit skeletons. Oh, you pull my Executioner close to the tower. That is an unfortunate thing. Like, so just from the Manuel perspective, right? Manuel makes plays like that sometimes, but everyone makes plays like that. This guy is going to be an Ultimate Champion player that just made a misplay because he's playing against someone that, you know, might be better than him, and he just didn't, you know, he wasn't able to make the right plays because he got into an unfortunate card cycle and played against an unfortunate matchup and an unfortunate situation against someone that's decent, you know? So sometimes that will happen. Just keep that in mind. Like, never make fun of people based off of their misplays or whatever. It happens to everyone. This Tornado is awful, so not the smartest play. You might be able to go and spam us pretty aggressively right now. I'm just going to click the Skeleton King ability because I need to be able to get it down. If it doesn't go down, then we might go down. You feel me? It doesn't go down, we might... Oh my gosh, that was an interesting play because now you only have minions and we freeze and you lose. GG. Actually, I'm not going to freeze that. I think it's too risky. How much damage does freeze do? 46. Okay, so Tornado plus freeze does win us the game. So let's just do this. Why is he hacking? Okay. He still wanted to try, but in reality, the game is definitely over. So GG. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. As you guys can see, there's a lot of outplay potential that you can make with the deck. Why is everyone talking about Manuel? Oh, people are just like saying that he gets a lot of hate. And I think that a lot of people like usually get a lot of hate. One other thing that you'll see on YouTube or in Reddit or wherever is they'll say like, this person is the best YouTuber. And then you'll see a whole bunch of comments just hating on another YouTuber at all points. It's like, bro, to compliment someone else, you don't have to bring someone else down. So you can always say like, you know, like let's say Ian is like the best player in the world. You can say Ian is the best player in the world. You don't also have to say in the same breath, yeah, because these people suck. So just, if you guys are just looking at that or being a part of the internet, make sure to not engage in those type of conversations. or be like, I don't know, SirTag is the best YouTuber. These other YouTubers are not good. You don't have to do that. Never do that. You can always compliment someone without like bringing someone else down. I think that's like one of the biggest things that I see on the internet way too often. Also, Michelle, thank you so much for giving us good vibes. Love your content, bro. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you lots, brother. Do you go to the gym? Yeah, I've been working out every single day for the past like I guess month or so. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm able to do 25 pull-ups in a row right now. So I'm really proud of myself. I am really proud of myself. Every single time before I stream or before I make a YouTube video, I always go to the gym, and it puts me in a better mood, and it makes me happier, and it just makes the commentary flow a lot easier. So I've been trying to go to bed earlier. I'm eating better foods, and I'm working out. My commentary and my gameplay has gotten a lot better. I don't know if you guys can notice that, but I think it's really important to do that. If anything's going wrong for you in life, or you're feeling like your mental is just not there, or you feel like you're a little bit slow in whatever you're doing, highly encourage you guys just to take these 3 steps. Start working out, even if it's like 10 to 15 minutes a day. Number 2, go to bed earlier. Number 3, stop eating junk food or garbage food like candy or ice cream or whatever. Especially because I'm like, I don't know, like my body just doesn't digest that stuff very well. I feel like crap for an entire couple of days. So definitely make sure if you feel like crap, reassess that. How do you stay so family friendly in every video? I get so frustrated when I'm getting outplayed, says Phoenix, because I realize that I do get outplayed sometimes. I expect to get outplayed. Also, this game for Ultimate Champion. Let's get it. Also, Michelle, thank you so much for the $18. I think I did give you a shout out and thank you earlier, but I want to thank you again, man. Let's get it. Let's get that bread out here, guys. Let's get this last win. If I get this, it's Ultimate Champion. So oh, baby. I was going to say go big or go home. But hopefully the Executioner grows a brain. Hopefully the Executioner grows a brain and stops putting me in pain. Oh my gosh. It was targeting the wrong thing for what seemed like a century. Okay, so Mother Witch. It's a good way of showing that this matchup is going to be winnable. Playing against Mother Witch is not the most difficult thing in the world. A lot of people oversell how difficult it is to play into. I'm excited to test it and show you guys what's up. You want to freeze here? Almost certainly. Otherwise, the giant skeleton should lock onto my tower. Wait, does it still lock onto my tower? No, I think it dies. I think it dies, and then Phoenix will probably die as well because he's not going to have freeze or anything like that. We're fine. Mother Witch, giant skeleton, lightning with Phoenix. Is this Royal Hogs? Seems like a weird deck. Could also end up being Royal Giant. In either situation, we do not want to go in for our Tombstone. That is a losing play. So the reason why this deck works against Mother Witch is you've got Executioner. Oh, wow, that was awesome. You've got Executioner, and then you also end up having Skeleton King for splash damage. So yeah, we are playing against Royal Giant as expected. So this matchup is not miserable as much as the 3 Musketeer matchup because they can just overwhelm you with elixir advantages. You can play this the way that you want to play and likely get a lot of good value. It's not necessarily the easiest game in the world, but it is winnable. That's what I'm trying to say out here. I'm going to freeze because I want to kill the Royal Giant because look at the tower. The tower isn't targeting on top of the Inferno Dragon, so I could guarantee that we would get some decent value. The Skeleton King here. Then I probably want a Barbarian Barrel as well, just to guarantee that we can kill it, hopefully. Okay, I might have lost the game. I think I lost. Because I have to go Tombstone, and that doesn't even pull. Yeah, GG. So unfortunately, it looks like we got a tougher matchup here. It is still winnable, but it's unlikely that we win. Well played to him. GG and well played. We'll go to the next one. Just did not expect to play against a Goblins Mother Witch deck. Goblins make it a little bit more challenging because if they go and spam you at the right time, it's hard to win. This game is definitely winnable, and this matchup would have been winnable if I had a little bit of a better start and I didn't play as poorly as I did, but it happens, you know, it's part of the game. Sometimes you make misplays, sometimes you don't play your best, and you live, you learn, you play better in the next one. GG well, and well played to our point. You guys get a little bit of extra content right now, so that's what's up, maybe. Maybe he'll disconnect, you know? There's a chance. It's always a chance of a disconnect out here. Y'all feel me right now? 420, and our tower is definitely not chilling. GG and well played to our opponent, and we'll go to the next one. All cards are balanced. Yeah, all cards are definitely balanced, usually. Besides Archer Queen. Archer Queen is unfair. The best way to tilt is just accept that not everything's going to be perfect, and just let it go. Do that, what did you say? Wait, why was that deleted? Or retracted? Oh, you retracted your own message. Okay. But I agree with you. If you just let it go and you assume that you're going to lose some games, you can't win every single game, that's the mentality that you have. Notice how I don't really get tilted after I lose games like that. I realize that I will lose games. I won't always play perfectly. I can't win every game I play, but I try to. I've been watching your videos for a while now. Okay, wait one sec. I need to focus up because I don't have Tombstone or Tornado in my starting hand. He just decided to go and spam a Ram Rider at the river. That's kind of crazy. Love your videos. Keep up the good work, mate. Love from Pakistan. Thank you for supporting me all the way from Pakistan. Lots and lots of love. And then Isaac, thank you for the $1, man. Appreciate the support. Wow, we are really getting destroyed by a bad card cycle right now. If you guys noticed, my Tombstone was not in cycle for the Ram Rider, and then I don't have it in cycle for the Prince either. So just really unlucky. Like, super unlucky. I think this is going to be a Mega Knight deck, so as long as we end up getting a good situation here, we can win the game. But very, 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 very unlucky. I also don't like this card order either, because I have to go for a Tombstone because I don't want to Barb Barrel immediately into that. We will Barb Barrel, then I can kill the Wizard, but it's going to be a Mega Knight deck as expected. We should be able to kill the Wizard with the tower hit, hopefully. We just want the tower to hit it once before it ends up hitting the Tombstone. Fortunately, that works out. Wow. That was perfectly played. I timed it so then the Wizard initially hit the Tombstone skeletons instead of hitting what it wanted to. Alright, so he's going to go in for an Electro Wizard. We should freeze this just to kill the Mega Knight. To kill the Mega Knight, we're in a good spot. I don't think he's going to... Oh, wow. He actually has Zap with Mega Knight. Wow, that's weird. Usually, Ram Rider decks will not end up having Zap. They'll have Snowball because the Snowball is just more effective. Snowball is able to push things away from the Ram Rider. And if you already have the Electro Wizard for a reset, like, you probably shouldn't need more than that. I guess this guy wants extra level of utility. The Executioner does kill that. Remember, he's got Ram Rider, right? So, since he's got Ram Rider, we definitely want to make sure that we end up having Tombstone, and we can full counter that, because he doesn't have Zap and Cycle. That should hit the tower for 2 hits. Nice, that's 500 damage. Pretty sure this full counters. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty confident that this full counters the Ram Rider, with no damage taken, right? Let's go. If you guys didn't know that, 3 Elixir fully counters a Ram Rider in that specific position if they don't have Zap and Cycle. And if you memorize the decks like I do, then you're going to know what decks or what interactions are good and which ones are not. So it's pretty important to memorize these interactions because you're going to like maximize your positive Elixir trades, and then you'll be able to throw more graveyards at your opponent because you're playing really well. The Electro Wizard is going to be pretty obnoxious, but it's fine. An Executioner so I don't leave too much Elixir. Alright, so we might lose. He does activate King Tower, which is obviously not good on his end, but he does have Prince, so the Prince should charge on my tower. Oh, man. I don't really like the fact that we got hard countered here from the perspective of, like, the starting hand. I could have played better at the end, but this is a tough game where the guy ended up being a little bit luckier than I would have wanted. Alright, so we're going to have to go in for an aggressive play here. I'm going to go in for a Graveyard, and I'm going to freeze a little bit earlier so I can kill the Dark Prince. I'm also going to click the Skeleton King ability. Remember, he does have Rage and Zap, so there's still a chance we can do a lot of damage, but hard to break through this deck. Especially since he has Electro Wizard here, I don't know if I can win this. Do this. I don't have enough Elixir for the freeze, so I'm going to lose. This was a pretty tilting experience. GG. We'll go to the next one. I really wish he didn't have this deck, but... you know, sometimes that does happen. Sometimes you do get steamrolled by pretty weird decks. Oh, man. So, the thing that I would have preferred to have our Tombstone and cycle with the Ram Rider earlier on, and then I would have been able to go in for some graveyards. But I had no opportunities of going in for graveyards because of this garbage card cycle. Just to show you what I had to do to counter this. I didn't have Tornado to activate King Tower, and then I had Executioner, so it just didn't feel right. He ends up dropping this as well, which could get fully countered by a P.E.K.K.A. or a Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Elite Barbarians. So it's not a smart decision to drop 5 Elixir at the river when you don't know what you're playing into. Like, it's a really bad decision. But he got a little bit lucky, and it did happen, so he ended up baiting out all my Elixir. Look at that. I'm literally down, like, 5 Elixir here. Just doesn't feel right. And then my Tombstone isn't in cycle, so I can't even counter the Prince for a good Elixir trade. I have to go in for a Skeleton King. And then he goes Wizard, which kills my Skeleton King, and then looking at my card cycle, I have to go for Tombstone early. Like, this card cycle was awful, because I didn't have Inferno Dragon for that. So Inferno Dragon was last card as well. Because I have to Barb Barrel on this, it's like really risky because you don't know if the Barb Barrel is going to be able to kill the Wizard in time because it might lock onto the Tombstone. And fortunately, it did not lock onto the Tombstone. I got a little bit lucky. But then after that, he also ends up having Zapped with Electro Wizard. So even after I go in for the freeze on top of his E-Wiz, he's able to bail it out alive, keep the E-Wiz alive, and get more damage. And we can't kill the Mega Knight as quickly as we want. So it was kind of an unfortunate situation because the Skeleton King doesn't even win the battle at the river anymore since he was able to get damage with the extra Zap and then the Mega Knight. So... just really, really, really unlucky. Sometimes that does happen. This guy did finish 5,000 in the world, and he got a little bit lucky, so that is what it is. We'll bounce on to the next one. Snipe, maybe? Nah. People like that don't snipe. They one-trick their deck, and they can't really control getting good situations. They can't really control getting good card cycles. So that guy just got lucky. It wasn't necessarily him sniping. He probably plays that deck full time, and yeah, it's really, really hard to snipe. Even though there are a lot of people watching us right now, almost certainly everyone watching would not be able to snipe. And we're playing against another Mega Knight deck, so fortunately we get a great matchup again. Let's go. We just need to get 3 good matchups in a row, or decent matchups, and we can win all of them, hopefully. We're going to Barbarian Barrel here. And then Tornado. And then Skeleton King ability. That was so smart. I don't know if you guys... What the heck? This is a joke, right? You actually end up having Electro Wizard with this. Oh, this is so sad. He's going to have Dark Goblin and Electro Wizard in the same deck, guys. What the heck? So I'm not going to go in for a Graveyard, because I don't know what this guy's got. It seems like a pretty bad deck construction, in my opinion. So definitely don't want to mess around with someone that's crazy. I guess he has enough losses against Graveyard that he's like, never again. This guy legitimately put in a Dark Goblin with an Electro Wizard in a Mega Knight deck, so was not expecting that. Usually they fulfill the same purpose. They're like good range cards, so it's weird to see them in the same deck. We're going to freeze so he can't drop the Skeleton King ability, and then I should be able to kill the Dark Goblin as well. That's worth it. Just getting good trades like this are so nice. This Barbarian was bad. I should have dropped it earlier because it would have given me a hit on the tower. Maybe it still does. I don't know. Okay, so he's going to freak out and drop something. This matchup probably gets a little bit better for us in the later stages of the game, so let's just see what we can do. If he goes in for a Skeleton Barrel, we can Tornado and activate King Tower. I think he knows that I'm good enough to do that, so he's not going to test me, unfortunately. If you guys remember what we did last time, we just killed the Mega Knight, and then we won off of that, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I'm going to let the Skeleton King do its thing. Okay, so I should have activated King Tower with the Tombstone. It's okay. I wanted to save the Tombstone. I wanted to save the Tornado for his Dark Goblin, so maybe that was the wrong play, but it was the play that I went with today. I'm going to freeze on everything so we can hopefully keep the Executioner alive so we can kill the Electro Wizard. Seems worth it. Oh my gosh. This is a joke, right? Ashra? We were playing against someone with poison as well. Okay. You can't even make this stuff up. This is unfortunate. He's got Electro Wizard, Poison, and Dark Goblin. Okay. We're winning right now. So there's that. Just an awful position to be in. We're going to go in for an Executioner and hopefully kill the Dark Goblin. Skeleton King in the same side as the Mega Knight. We're going to be thinking through everything here because this guy is such a good matchup. Alright, we're going to just freeze on defense every chance we can. Because it's just like a reliable play. Alright, that should be able to kill everything. Alright, so I am up a little bit, but I'm not up enough to go in for a Graveyard because I would lose the game if I did that. So we're going to have to Barbarian here. We can activate King Tower with the Skeleton King. For the Skeleton Barrel, sorry. That was probably worth it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. He probably wasn't anticipating that. Oh, that doesn't reach. Oh no, I'm kind of griefing. Alright, we're going to go and click the Skeleton King, and then we're going to go in for the Inferno Dragon lower and let the Mega Knight jump onto our tower. Poison is out of cycles, so this might work. I'm expecting him to go bats. Wait, let me drop that. Alright, that's a lot of damage. We're back in the game. Did poison again, too. Let's freaking go, dude. No way. No way did you end up having a Poison Mega Knight deck with Dark Goblin and Electro Wizard into a Graveyard Freeze Inferno Dragon deck. Holy. Yo, that was an insane hard counter. Sheesh, man. I don't know what's happening with Clash Royale right now, but like right before we hit Ultimate Champion, this game was like, no, you shall not pass. You shall not pass. And it actually whips out that. Sheesh, man. So sometimes you get bad, unlucky streaks, but it is what it is. Wow, that was awesome. Bro is sweating? Yeah. What a trash player. Never say trash player, guys. You can say that he played poorly or like that's good for us, but always try to compliment one person without bringing the other person down. I always want to do that. Like I want to have that as like a mindset for 2023. I haven't always done that in my life. And I definitely have not done that when I've played Clash Royale. Usually when I beat Lavahound Balloon, when I was a minor poison player, every single time I would say, wow, this Lavahound player sucks, because I was like a pro player and it was fun to just say that. But in reality, like, let's just say, wow, you played well or whatever, and then move on instead of bringing the other person down. I feel like that's a better way of looking at it. That's the way that I want to look at it moving forward in 2023. Yeah, that's what's up. I'm super happy we won. I'm super, super happy we won. And that was a tough matchup. And yes, maybe the guy didn't play well, but we don't have to focus on that. You feel me? Let's get it. On to the next one. Why is Bar Barrel better than Log? Because it gives you another tank for your graveyard. Let's get it. All right, so we need 2 more games for Ultimate Champion. I think we can do it. So Mighty Miner is going to be cycled. Unfortunately, I don't have Tombstone, so I have a pretty bad card cycle here. I can cycle this and then get a Tombstone down. I think I just sack the Skeleton King, though. I think it's just safer, because I don't want to go and overspend. Please be the Riley Logbait deck, because we destroy it. Please be the Riley Logbait deck. Thankfully, you have the Riley Logbait deck. Awesome. So yeah. That's good. That's a really good start for us, obviously. I'm going to wait for the Executioner to cross, and then we're going to go for a freeze, because he decided to go in with a rocket. I think this is well worth going in for a graveyard and punishing him in single elixir. I usually preach don't graveyard in single elixir, but if your opponent makes that type of misplay, you can definitely punish them and get away with it. So that's why I did that. Also, the Riley deck does not have a good answer to Inferno Dragon, so you can just do this, and then Tombstone, and then the Inferno Dragon body blocks. So that was an interesting Mighty Miner, because it should... Oh, yeah, no, I was going to say it should go back towards the Tombstone. I'm not bad, right? I should know that that goes back towards the Tombstone, so we're chilling. If you guys hate playing against Logbait, this might be the deck for you, because it's really easy to win. So I won't lose this unless I disconnect or something, which hopefully doesn't happen. My Wi-Fi sometimes is notorious for having that happen. That's off to the side, so I'm just going to Bar Barrel. You can look at the shadow of the Goblin Barrel and know where it's going to go. We're Skeleton King in the back left. And then this guy is just going to rocket the Skeleton King. That's a really bad play, because you don't kill the Skeleton King with a rocket, and then you're down a lot of elixir. So it's going to be hard for him to defend this. I can click the Skeleton King ability as well, because I know that the Princess is not going to be able to kill it. And now with the Executioner and everything, this is just a lot of stuff coming at him. And it's pretty much impossible for him to defend this efficiently. I think he loses the game because he didn't play well, and he decided to rocket really aggressively when I don't think that was the right play. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go in for the Inferno Dragon freeze and meme on him and take the other tower, because why not take 2 towers? And yeah, we win the game. So this is just a really dominant display on how to destroy Logbait. If you guys don't want to lose against Logbait, probably play this deck. It shows how strong it can be. The only damage he's gotten so far was a rocket on my tower. This guy's not a bad player. I mean, he definitely almost hit Ultimate Champion so far. So, you know, he's pretty much about the same skill level as like the Mega Knight players and the other people we played against. The only difference is he didn't get a good matchup. The other people got good matchups. He did not. So this is the difference. When I'm sweating against a bad matchup, then, you know, it will look a little bit different than, you know, me getting a good matchup. And that's another thing that people don't understand in Clash Royale. A lot of times, you know, the games are decided off of matchups and not necessarily based off of skill. So sometimes, like, the game will be significantly more challenging for me, or I might end up winning a game that I don't deserve because I have a really good matchup. I could beat someone that's a top 20 player in the world like I have before, and, you know, the games are, like, really easy sometimes. Just like the last game when I was struggling tooth and nail against this guy that, bruh, like, I probably have a much better PB then, or my mechanics are probably better than. I just wasn't able to win, like, near as fast, because he had Poison for the graveyard, Electro Wizard, and Dark Goblin for the graveyard. and the Inferno Dragon, and then also Goblin Gang and Bats for our rest of our stuff. So yeah, it was a tough stuff. It was tough stuff. All right, we are 1 game away for Ultimate Champion, and if we get that, that would make me really happy. Let's freaking go. Let's get it. But yeah, that guy is not bad. So just make sure to not say that in the chat. He's not a bad player. He just missed a rocket, which everyone's done it before, right? Like, you guys can't tell me in the chat that you guys haven't missed a rocket before. I miss rockets like it's my job. Not really. I don't miss them that often. But when I'm trying to thread the needle and trying to hit everything with a rocket, sometimes I'll miss the stuff that I want to hit because I'm getting too greedy. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. Please, 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 please. No Three Musketeers. So each time that we've gotten to the 1 game away from Ultimate Champion, we have played against the Three Musketeer deck. Please, let this be the game that there are no Three Musketeers. Say it with me, chat. No Three Musketeers, chat. No Three Musketeers. No Three Musketeers. That's the only deck that this deck really struggles with, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Your hair is looking so good. Thanks, man. I'm glad that you like it. I need to get a haircut soon. Sometimes it's a little bit floppy and a little bit too long for my liking, but yeah, man, that's what's up. Let's get it. No Three Muskies. No Three Muskies, dude. No Three Muskies. What if No Mitt is just leaving? What if he's not in the game right now? What if he just dipped out? What if he just wants to give me Ultimate Champion? What's going to happen here? Oh, man. Let's get it. Have you ever got a chance to play against Lemon Tree? I've played against a whole bunch of people with the name Lemon Tree, and I've played against people that are top 60 in the world with the name Lemon Tree, but I don't know if it's the real Lemon Tree because I don't know what his actual profile looks like. I've beaten all the fake Lemon Trees before. Like, people say Lemon Tree and then a whole bunch of numbers after their name that are top 100 in the world. I don't know who they are. This deck gets really good in Double Elixir because, as I said before, if you end up having a lot of splash damage with Skeleton King, Tornado, and Executioner, it works so much better in the later stage of the game because there's more units on the map. So your splash damage and your freeze gets you more value. And there's more units frozen. Obviously, your units are going to be attacking and deleting their frozen stuff really quick. Do you ever enjoy 2v2? Thought of playing 2v2 with Ash or any other friends? I've never done 2v2 that competitively just because I'm not a huge fan of the game mode from the perspective of, like, it's not that competitive. There's not that feeling of like earning anything from it. Playing with friends though, that's a vibe for sure. Okay, so getting into the game, we see a Dark Prince and a Skeleton barrel, and then also, wait, if I do this? No, I missed it. I messed up. All right, so I might have botched the bag a little bit. I tried to activate King Tower, and of course he's gonna have poison, so this is gonna be a tough game. I really wanted to activate King Tower, and sometimes when you try to activate King Tower and you get greedy, it doesn't work out, so... You know, the Skeleton Barrel popped because of my Inferno Dragon, and I should have noticed that, and I should have just bar barreled. This will make this game very challenging because I'm in a bad spot now. All right, so we're going to do this, and we can go for another Executioner. So hopefully we can show you guys how to beat Poison today. We did show it in the last game, but this one I think will be way more challenging since I'm in a worse spot. All right, so that should kill, and then I can freeze potentially. Man, this is not good. I think I lost for sure. The Phoenix also is not getting pulled, which is awful. That's surprising that the Phoenix didn't get pulled, but maybe there's a chance. Still a chance, guys. I can go Graveyard Freeze with the Skeleton King ability, and hopefully we can get a lot of damage. Mini P.E.K.K.A should die. We're facing out a Barbarrel, and that's good. Wait, wait, wait! Oh my goodness! No way do I win this game. Dude, I win this if I just Tornado and Freeze. All I have to do. Just Tornado Freeze. Tornado Freeze. Tornado Freeze. You got this, Jake. I'm talking to myself in the third person out here. I'm believing. I'm believing, my dudes. We got it! Graveyard Freeze with a comeback, baby! Let's freaking go. That was quite possibly the most unclean game I have played all day. But he went in for an aggressive poison. He thought he had me on the ropes. And we got Ultimate Champion, baby. Probably one of my worst win rates yet with Ultimate Champion, but we're going to be ranked in the world. So that's kind of cool. We're currently ranked 2,800 in the world, and that's good. You know, we played early season. 2,000 in the world is pretty decent. That's something I vibe with. We got it. We got it. Let's go. So if you guys want the deck for Ultimate Champion, highly, highly encourage you guys to pick this up. The earlier you play and the earlier you try to push the Ultimate Champion, the harder it will be. Because everyone that is playing early on is trying to rush the Ultimate Champion, and they're all trying to get to the highest rank as quickly as possible. So pro players are going to be playing. Lots of people that have hit Ultimate Champion before are going to be playing. I guarantee you this guy hit Ultimate Champion as well. Yeah, he hit Ultimate Champion. So everyone that we're playing against right now has hit Ultimate Champion before. Even the Logbait player that a lot of people would meme because he missed the rocket. This guy will have hit Ultimate Champion. Yep, 3,000, the World Ultimate Champion. So every single one of these players has hit Ultimate Champion. Towards the end of the season, you'll be playing against people that less frequently achieve Ultimate Champion because everyone that's already been Ultimate Champion already got there. So the good players have already hit Ultimate Champion at the very end of the season. So if you want your highest chances of hitting Ultimate Champion, practice throughout the season, but really rely on that final push in the last week or so. The last week or so is when you can get it. Obviously, I did this first 2 weeks of the season, so it's way more challenging. But that means when you achieve Ultimate Champion early season, you'll also be ranked in the world. So maybe you can take a quick, cool screenshot. Again, if you want to play this deck, definitely recommend it. It is so good against Mega Knights. It is so good against Golems. It beats poison decks as well when you have Skeleton King, because a lot of times they'll poison on top of something that they shouldn't, and then you can go for a graveyard and then wreck them. Like they'll poison on top of the Skeleton King ability on defense, and then they'll lose. So it's kind of cool. Also, Tombstone, use that on defense when you're trying to bait out poisons. Huge thank you to everyone that was here. I love you guys. And before we end the stream, you guys know the deal. We are going to unlock one more beautiful banner. Let's get it. Yes, sirs. Hey! The Golem Sentry. He is guarding our towers, and you love to see it. So that is quite a cool banner, if I do say so myself. Doesn't that look absolutely sick and sinister? That Ice Golem is staring you in the face, and it has that blank expression. You better be scared. So huge thanks to everyone that's here. I want to say one last thing. If you guys want to play a deck that is similar to this and you want to achieve your highest possible rank in trophies, 1,000,000%, check out the video that I'm about to post in the chat. If you want to go and complete Trophy Road, I've already hit 7,500 trophies. This would be the deck to play it. The deck that I just posted in the chat. You can also run the deck that I'm playing right now, but assuming you don't have any champions unlocked, the deck that I just posted in the chat is really good. Lots of fun. You guys can rewatch the VOD for a whole bunch of tips and tricks on the deck. And make sure to like if you enjoyed, because if you like this video, I'll be posting a lot more streams and a lot more Ultimate Champion grinds in the future. So each season, I am going to be aiming to show you guys my favorite deck to hit Ultimate Champion. And it's going to be a new meta each season because there's going to be new balance changes. So it'll switch things up. So if you guys like this video, subscribe because I post daily videos at 3 p.m. Eastern. And like if you enjoyed, because then, you know, it pushes out the video and it helps me for free. Subscribe for a video at 3 p.m. Eastern every single day. There will be a video tomorrow around 24 hours from where it is right now. So hopefully you guys enjoy that video. Love you guys to pieces. Peace out. No matter when you're watching, no matter where you're watching, have an incredible rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Show the deck real quick. Here it is. The deck is also at the very start of the stream if you want to go and rewind and watch that then. Peace.